How's it going, Flesh and Blood community? My name is Sin of Soul Collective TCG, here to talk today about my top 5 favorite cards that have been spoiled for Dynasty so far. So like this list is kind of in no particular order, but just things that I'm interested in seeing work and things that I'm interested in seeing played, and cards that I really feel like, and this is more of a personal list than kind of a fully fleshed out like group list. I might have that coming. We might do like a top picks with the Green Tree crew. I'm working on that, kind of, I guess. I'd like to cut to the chase, make this one quick, but something that I just want to remind everybody is, you know, we're doing a 1,000 sub video, and that 1,000 sub video, once we hit 1,000 subscribers, I'll drop a video of us cracking an alpha box of Flesh and Blood. Welcome to Wraith. You won't want to miss that. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, turn the bell notifications on, do all that jazz. And if you play on talishar.net, you can also receive Sin on Stream, Soul Collective TCG card backs for Talishar, which is awesome. It's the it's the fan made, very well developed online client to play Flesh and Blood. So, you know, go support that gang that develops it. It's awesome. It's great. I'm going to be doing some testing videos on Talishar because all of the new cards that have been spoiled have, you know, become available there for us to play with and really just start digging into the new set kind of a week early. Another point that I would like to make is that, once again, these are just my personal favorites. Everybody knows I'm very excited for Assassin. Very excited for it. So I'm going to kind of break this down to the kind of best of like my ability, and I'll explain why I'm excited for these cards just based on personal preference or whatever, and you know, what I'm feeling. So without further ado, let's dive right into it. So first off, we have the yellow assassin card, Eradicate. It is an M, and it is currently hiding from me. Eradicate. It's a yellow, costs 1. Contract, you're contracted to banish opponent's yellow cards. This ability I kind of feel like is a little irrelevant. I don't feel like a whole ton of decks play yellow cards except for maybe like Bolton or, you know, Prism did. Maybe in Blitz, if you run into Prism, this would be a really, really good card. But what I'm really focusing on is the second half of the text. It says, when this hits a hero, banish the top X cards of their deck where X is the damage dealt by Eradicate. It's pretty safe to say that your opponents are going to probably block this out any chance they can get, probably pop a D-react on it, maybe even overblock it, because the assassin kind of has a televised attacks. But this card's one of my favorites for 2 reasons. One, I'm a big fan of Mill. In Magic the Gathering, I was a Dimir player. Dimir Rogues, Dimir Assassins. I played and I ran Anawan in EDH for a whole like year and a half from the time he came out and to now. So I'm a big fan of Mill decks. I'm a big fan of that kind of play style. I know a lot of people are really get really annoyed at that kind of stuff, but I thrive off of it just because I'm toxic like that. And I'll be honest, I'll be genuinely honest about it. So when I saw this card, I mean, knowing that the assassin already does mill to begin with, but when I saw a card that lets me kind of amplify that, I'm jumping on it. So the Eradicate is my number 5 pick. It's an absolutely awesome card. Blocks for 3, which is great. It costs 1. Okay, sure. Play it off a Tunic or something, you know? Just play it off a Tunic. Do whatever. But it hits for 4. You know, at most, if you could pump this multiple times potentially, and potentially if your opponent says, yeah, I'm not going to block, well, you could really deal some damage to them. If you have like a Razor Reflex, you could Razor it, and then you can cut to the chase, which is the assassin attack react that gives an attack +3. You know, you could pump this thing to 10 very easily in this deck, and if your opponent doesn't block this card efficiently, you're taking 10 cards off the top of their deck, and in some decks that really matters. So Eradicate, big fan of it, really like it. On to the next one, and this one's kind of cheating. This one is 100% cheating. But the entire Crouching Tiger suite for the ninjas. If anybody knows me, if you've been following the channel for a while, you know that I'm a big fan of ninjas in general. I really dug into Fi when he first came out with Uprising. And looking at some of these cards, I mean, we have Flex Claws. When this hits, create a Crouching Tiger in your banish zone. You may play it this turn. And then like Tiger Swipe. Tiger Swipe, I think, is an insane card. I think it is. I think as a whole, the Crouching Tiger mechanic here is being very undervalued. I believe Katsu's going to love this. I think Katsu's going to thrive off of this kind of play style. And there's a chance that this kind of play could very well, like this whole mechanic with the Crouching Tigers and just creating these zero cost, zero go again pingers that, you know, you can buff with Roar of the Tiger and Art of War. I feel like you could really do some damage. Like if you line up a good turn, like at your worst, on even your worst turn, you're creating a bunch of Crouching Tigers. You are then sending them out, and then you are layering on, you know, Pouncing Key, or, you know, once you hit Pouncing Key, you drop another Crouching Tiger, and then you pitch one of the Crouching Tigers to Katsu, and you grab a Tiger Swipe, and next thing you know, you're creating however many Crouching Tigers you've already played, you know. So like I very much feel like this whole thing, like this whole suite of cards here, are going to be very fun to build around and very deadly in the right hands. You know, I really try my best to not write off anything before it's seen play. But the whole suite of Crouching Tiger is awesome. I think it's great. And I'm excited to see more of it in the future, hopefully. It's definitely a lot easier to combo this off than some of the other combo lines that's available to like Katsu and Ira. But I mean, I think Ninja in general is going to really love this whole package. So I know it's more than one card for my number 4 slot, but honestly, like, I had to put them all together because each one alone is not great, but if I had to pick the best one, I would say Tiger Swipe is 100% the best card out of the Crouching Tiger suite. Either that or Roar. Roar as being the starter, Tiger Swipe being the kind of deadly finisher or deadly mid-chain attack. So moving on to number 3, we actually have the Assassin legs. You knew this was coming. Black Tech Whisperers. I don't think this legendary is incredible by any means. But I do think it's good because it always has that looming threat of, you know, okay, I can't let this card hit or he's going to get go again. And with how the Assassin plays off of attack reactions, you're probably going to get this thing to give go again more times than you won't. Into decks like Oldhim, maybe even into Warrior, anything that can kind of fridge up in front of you, equipment wise, you know, you're probably going to have a little bit of a tougher time on Assassin, but against aggro decks, I think Assassin is going to very much kind of be the linchpin middle ground. It feels like a very mid-range class. It feels very tempo based. And that's personally one of my favorite types of play styles. I love that like middle ground, where I can kind of be defensive if I want to, but I can also like deal deadly on hits. I feel like the game really lacked that middle ground to really slow aggro decks down. So I think, excuse me, I think Black Tech Whisperers are great. I think they're great in CC. I think in Blitz, you're probably still going to want to go with Snapdragons. Just, you know, the common that just poses as a legendary, Snapdragon Scalers. But Black Tech Whisperers, for the long game, the fact that you can, you know, block with it, save yourself a life, next turn, get the go again on your Assassin card, create the silver, following turn, bring them back, block again. It's a repeatable block throughout the game. I don't see how that could be bad in any regard, other than just the fact that you have to run through a couple hoops to get to kind of like get the legs back. But coming in at number 3, Black Tech Whisperers. Coming in at number 2, this was a card that, you know, I wasn't really a whole fan of. At first I was kind of like, really, they're doing this like legendary, they're doing this with the legendaries where, you know, a certain hero gets a specific legendary. But honestly, after seeing some of the lines and seeing how it was kind of talked about, I believe it was Josh from the Card Guys in the reveal video that talked about it, I think Spirit of Irina is one of the best cards printed in this set. Obviously it's 0 cost. If Spirit of Arena will be put into your soul, instead put it into the arena. You may play Lumina Ascension as though or an instant. You know, I know with Bolton players for their big bomb off turns with the big bomb off double Lumina turns and all that kind of stuff, I know the big issue is always just having the resource point to really drop the Lumina Ascension. Or not even resource point, the action point to drop Lumina Ascension and kind of bomb off with that. And I gotta be real with you, Spirit of Irina fixes that problem. I mean, this card, it might be too early to tell, but I feel like this is the piece, the single card, this single piece was what was holding Bolton back from being at least B or A tier. I mean, like, we're probably going to see somebody figure out a good solid way to really take him to the top after this. I know there's a lot of Bolton believers out there. I'm not a Bolton player myself, but seeing this kind of support being given to the hero, that might change. We'll see, you know, where he lands after everything comes out. But Spirit of Irina is definitely one of the coolest and most unique cards in the set, considering it references another card and it's specifically targeting that one card and changing it into an instant. You know, so it's a little interesting. But Spirit of Irina, not a whole lot else to say on that, other than it's just, you know, a good card. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, this is my last card is Nitro Mechanoid. The only reason I'm picking Nitro Mechanoid is because it's so freaking ridiculous. Like, this single card, when I saw this revealed yesterday, I believe it was, I nearly had a meltdown. I don't even play Dash, but I still have like the biggest smile on my face for this card. It's so just ridiculous, off the wall meme shittery, and I'm here for it. I mean, you know, you basically spend the early game building up the hyperdrivers you need to build this thing, and then you just say, you know what, I'm just gonna sack all my equipment into this, and I believe it's like over the next like 5 turns, you end up squeezing, like, you could squeeze like 15 block out of this thing. Like, you can squeeze 15 block out of this thing, and Dash could just turtle up every single turn and then just beat the hell out of you. Like, I love this design space so much. And I also thought what was really funny is that Dromai's Dragon Caloria is actually able to steal this, technically. If it hits, Caloria can steal the Nitro Mechanoid, and I don't know, that's just one of those weird flavor things that I just laughed really hard at. But yeah, no, like, that's pretty much it. I am very much looking forward to this set. I mean, there's so many other things. Like, it was really hard for me to pick a top 5. Obviously I'm a fanboy for the Assassin. We already knew that. We already talked about that. I think the Marvel weapons look great. I think some of the equipment, while maybe not being the best right now, it still looks cool. And I know that doesn't really help anybody in a competitive discussion or any competitive capacity, but I still think it looks cool, so I'm kind of cool with it, man. You know, I think Brainstorm is a great card as well. But there's so many things to talk about, and we're gonna have so much to talk about over the next couple weeks and months, as we delve deeper into what Dynasty has to offer, Flesh and Blood. I'm really excited for it, and I hope you join me on that. I'm going to be breaking product next week when it comes out. I'll be posting videos of my pulls, and all that fun stuff. And then we have at our LGS, we have our Dynasty Super Armory weekend, or not Super Armory, but kind of like the Dynasty Armory weekend here in the Pittsburgh area. So I'm really excited for that. I plan on taking some of the new cards and you know, working that into some kind of build to try and play something new. I just love when supplemental sets come out because they really change the game to a degree that is like, it's not an extreme degree, but it's enough that really makes you go like, yeah, you know what, like, this is cool. It's something new. And then in, like, you know, 4 or 5 months, we'll go back into our draft sets and you know, we'll have these cards. We'll always have these cards to play with. But without further ado, guys, thank you so much for watching Sin's top picks, top 5 favorite personal picks for Flesh and Blood Dynasty. These are the cards I'm looking forward to pulling. These are the cards I'm looking forward to playing with. And I hope you all have an excellent week. Thank you guys so much. And Sin out.